Welcome to this special report. Today we're conducting a deep dive analysis into the Ukraine-Russia conflict, a struggle that is being fought on two very different planes. We're looking past the daily headlines to find the strategic truth. We are analyzing the massive and growing gap between the digital information war designed for public consumption and the brutal, shifting tactical reality on the ground. Understanding this disconnect is essential for any accurate forecast. Our analysis is grounded in a recent critical discussion between former UN Weapons Inspector Scott Ritter and Professor Glenn Deason. Ritter provides a perspective that is increasingly rare in Western media circles. Professor Deason's insights into the international relations and geopolitical shifts surrounding the war add a layer of complexity that goes far beyond the simplistic narratives of win-lose stalemates. The core thesis we're exploring is one of strategic stability, a situation on the battlefield that, while appearing static, is actually evolving in a way that fundamentally favors Moscow's long-term objectives. While Western analysts often describe a stalemate, Ritter argues that the tactical initiative has shifted decisively. Russia's industrial depth and ability to adapt are outpacing the West's capacity to replenish Ukraine's losses. The information sphere is a primary battleground in this conflict. It is used systematically to project an image of Russian vulnerability and incompetence to the global public, regardless of the tactical data. Social media platforms often prioritize viral, emotive narratives over the cold, hard logistical and tactical data from the front lines. This creates a distorted perception of reality that drives political decisions in the West. Ritter highlights the recent drone strikes on St. Petersburg as a perfect case study of this disconnect. While these events generated massive global headlines, their actual military significance was virtually zero. The strikes were a pop, a media event designed to create the illusion of Russian insecurity. But the reality on the ground was far different, as the military and the population both demonstrated a high degree of resilience. The population's response in St. Petersburg was not one of panic or political instability. Instead, Ritter noted a city that remained focused, calm, and continued its daily operations without interruption. Crucially, the International Economic Forum continued exactly as planned, despite the attempts at psychological warfare. This resilience is a critical factor that Western intelligence and media consistently miscalculate. This internal stability provides a major strategic advantage. A leadership that is backed by a resilient, non-panicked population can plan for a much longer horizon and absorb tactical setbacks without losing domestic support. By misjudging the Russian public's resilience, Western planners are banking on a political collapse that shows no sign of materializing. This leads to a fundamental misallocation of resources in the information war. Moving to the front lines, Ritter's recent visits to Lugansk and Starobelsk provided him with direct tactical data. He observed a reality of constant, rapid evolution on the ground. The battlefield is far removed from the static World War I-style trench warfare described in some Western news segments. It is a high-tech race of adaptation and counter-adaptation occurring at industrial scale. The most visible driver of this evolution is the rapid integration of FPV drone technology. These small, agile, and cheap units have democratized precision strikes for both sides on the front lines. However, technology alone doesn't win wars. It's the industrial capacity to mass produce, adapt, and scale that determines who holds the edge. Ritter argues that Russia has solved the FPV problem at scale. While the West focused on the pop of individual drone hits, Russia has focused on the boom of an integrated layered defense. They are treating this as an industrial problem that requires a massive, coordinated response. The result is an unprecedented industrial-scale technological race. For every new drone algorithm deployed, a counter-jamming vector is developed and fielded within a matter of days or weeks. we must distinguish between tactical disruption and strategic success. A drone strike is a local temporary win. An integrated defense is the true strategic solution that nullifies the enemy's technological advantage. Russia's solution is a multi-layered defense network that combines electronic jamming, roving gun crews, and AI-driven command systems to systematically hunt and destroy incoming drone swarms. This layered system is designed to provide comprehensive coverage over critical infrastructure and troop concentrations, rendering the once dominant FPV drone increasingly ineffective as a strategic weapon. Tactics like specialized roving gun crews, specifically trained to hunt drones in the terminal phase, are now being deployed across the entire front, creating a massive deficit in Ukraine's tactical effectiveness. In addition to physical interception, Russia's electronic warfare capabilities are being leveraged to shred the communication links that high-tech Western weapons rely on, from drones to satellite systems. By targeting the alternative vectors that facilitate these connections, Moscow is systematically eroding the technological edge that once provided Ukrainian forces with their primary advantage on the battlefield. Strategic technologies like Starlink have become primary targets for this electronic neutralization. Ritter reports that Russian countermeasures are making these networks increasingly unreliable in key sectors. The shredding of Starlink is a pivotal development as it isolates units in the field and breaks the real-time command loops that are essential for modern, decentralized high-tech warfare. Beyond jamming, the integration of artificial intelligence into command and control is a major shift. Russia is using AI to analyze battlefield imagery from a variety of sources at lightning speed. This allows for near-instantaneous target acquisition and strike coordination, creating a technological synergy that outpaces traditional Western response times. It's the automation of the kill chain. This AI-driven approach maximizes the efficiency of every strike, whether from artillery, missiles, or drones, creating a combat environment that is increasingly difficult for the West to counteract at scale. This is the new standard of modern warfare, where industrial depth and AI synergy are becoming the primary metrics of success, overshadowing individual technological miracle weapons. The economic front is the second pillar of this strategic stability. Despite unprecedented Western sanctions, the Russian economy has displayed a remarkable capacity for restructuring and growth. The predictions of an imminent collapse have failed. Instead, Russia is pivoting its entire trade architecture away from the G7 and toward the global South, China, and the rising BRICS Plus economies. The recent economic forum in St. Petersburg served as a global signal. With over $84 billion in new investment agreements, Moscow demonstrated that it is far from isolated on the global stage. This pivot is about building a new economic architecture that is independent of Western financial dominance, ensuring that Russia can sustain a high-intensity conflict indefinitely if necessary. By focusing on these new partnerships, Russia is securing the energy and resource markets it needs to fuel its military-industrial complex and maintain a high standard of living for its resilient population. The move toward non-dollar trade and regional financial hubs is creating a multipolar economic reality that Western sanctions were never designed to counteract. The blockade is being bypassed in real time. Vladimir Putin's personal focus has shifted. He is no longer just managing the immediate needs of the war. He is prioritizing long-term economic expansion as the primary engine of Russian power. This shift signals a country that is prepared for a decades-long struggle, viewing the current conflict as just one part of a fundamental redrawing of the global security and economic map. As Russia's position stabilizes, the role of NATO has become the primary driver of further escalation. The Kremlin now openly characterizes the conflict as a defensive war against the collective West. This isn't just about Ukraine anymore, it's about the security architecture of all of Eurasia. The deepening involvement of NATO states is forcing a much more aggressive Russian counter-response. Professor Deason points to the rearmament of Germany and the increased deployments in the Baltic nations as particularly significant red lines that have been crossed by the West. These moves are seen by Moscow not as defensive, but as direct provocations designed to maintain Western dominance on Russia's borders. The result is a proactive shift in Russian military posture. This proactive posture means that what began as a limited special operation is now being managed as a long-term existential struggle for the very survival and sovereignty of the Russian state. This shift in definition allows for the full mobilization of Russian industrial and social resources, a move the West is finding increasingly difficult to match without facing major domestic instability. Scott Ritter argues that Western industrial capacity is fundamentally ill-equipped for a protracted, high-intensity conflict. Lead times for production are measured in years, not months. While billions in funding are committed, the lag time for actual hardware delivery means that these resources offer no immediate relief to the mounting attrition on the front lines. Myths of rapid localized production, such as licensed Patriot factories in Ukraine, are strategic miscalculations. Ritter contends these are physical and logistical impossibilities in the current environment. Ultimately, the ground reality prevails over the information war. The side with the most sustainable industrial base and human resources will dictate the terms. Stay informed and stay critical. Thank you.